Trying to, there we go. All right. How y'all doing? Welcome to Dusty and Dice. So, today we're gonna, well, first off, thank y'all for watching. Today we got an interesting book to look at. It was sent to me by Monte Cook Games, so y'all know that. Yeah, there's complimentary copy provided, so I can show it to you guys. We're gonna do a first impression video. I haven't really flipped through this all that much. I really like science fantasy. I think it's an interesting genre, like a mashup genre. I especially like Numenera, and I know the Monte Cook Games put out Arcana of the Ancients, which kind of brings like science fantasy items and rules into 5e. And then they released Under the Monolith, which brings the Numenera setting into 5e. And then they also released this book, Beasts of Flesh and Steel, which is 5e compatible. And written by Bruce R. Cordell and Sean K. Reynolds. And this is... let's see, it says, bring something unexpected to your game table with scores of weird and wondrous science fantasy creatures. Let's just skip down to what it has. Beasts of Flesh and Steel contains 140 fascinating, dangerous new monsters that bring a science fantasy element to your encounters. Beware of the carnivorous color, a predator unlike anything from our dimension, the awakened ruin that breaks from its original location to prowl the landscape, and the shadowy clicker, which hunts any creature that makes sound. Okay, cool. CRs ranging from 1 to 25, so you always have loads of challenges for parties at every level. Stunning artwork that shows off each of these weird and wondrous creatures, and a convenient layout that makes this book uniquely easy to use in prep and at the game table. A complete bestiary with everything you need to bring these monsters to your game table. These creatures complement Arcana of the Ancients, but you don't need that book to use this one. Add these creatures to any 5e game. Okay, so we don't need Arcana of the Ancients to use this bestiary. But if you wanted to, you could get Arcana of the Ancients, Under the Monolith, and Beasts of Flesh and Steel, and like you could essentially run Numenera in 5e. That's kind of like my goal one day, is to run like just a short campaign of Numenera in 5e. But anyway, that is aside, I am going off topic. So Beasts of Flesh and Steel, 5e compatible, sent to me by Monte Cook Games. Let's crack it open. Okay, all right. Some interesting artwork. I like it. I mean, I like it. Has the science fantasy feel, but would have liked like a monster. But okay. Let's see. So a table of contents for a bestiary is going to be, you know, like, here's a little bit of upfront information, and then here's a bunch of monsters. So yeah, and a table of contents isn't going to be, you know, usually too helpful. See, look at the monsters. There's monsters everywhere. Numenera creatures for 5e. Hey, that's just what I was talking about. Do you need Arcana of the Ancients? It says it on the back. No. Creatures by challenge rating. Okay, that makes things easy. So, everything is, all the creatures are A to Z, so you can find these creatures right off the bat. So as you are prepping your game, and you know you need a creature that is challenge rating 2 or challenge rating 4, you can quickly jump to those creatures. Now it says creatures with no asterisks or daggers appear in Beasts of Flesh and Steel. Creatures with asterisks appear in Arcana of the Ancients. Creatures with daggers appear in Beneath the Monolith. Okay, so it includes creatures that are in Arcana of the Ancients and Beneath the Monolith, but you can tell which ones are in which. Okay, I dig that. So if you have all three books, they complement each other. I dig that. All right. So creatures A to Z. An Argazet. I guess that's how you say that. Let's see. Challenge rating 8. He's worth 3,900 XP. That thing is pretty wild looking. I ain't gonna lie, that is pretty wild looking. And then, oh, they got like a little flavor text thing. These amazing creatures fascinate me. We are very fortunate that I had a translation cipher that allowed us to speak their language. I wonder who gave them their light and its extraordinary ability to teleport. Do they have a religious belief about their creators and their sacred oath? Okay. A beast with a sacred oath. Oh yeah, I guess so. Oathbound. Interesting. So actions, it has multi-attack, bite, claw, teleport. Okay, so they can teleport. Nice. And they're treated as if they are magical. Okay. I dig it. Oh my goodness. Look at that thing. Looks like it's going to shoot a beam out of its face. Oh, dude, that's cool. Once again, like more flavor text. Kind of gives you about the creature. I'm just kind of flipping through until... What? Awakened Ruin. That's cool. Okay. Sometimes for inexplicable reasons, a portion of an ancient ruin comes awake, detaches from its parent structure, and begins to wander. Such awakened ruins seem more machine than living being, though perhaps a machine that mimics life so well it has transcended normal biology. The few that have been seen so far appear in the guise of massive humanoid hands. However, the hands move almost like giant spiders. They can scuttle, jump, and even cling to a vertical surface. Okay. New fear unlocked. Thank you. Disconnected consciousness. So the Awakened Ruin is challenge rating 16. Dang. Fighting a chunk of a building is difficult. Armor class 20. Hit points 368. Get it. Oh yeah, so this thing can like grab you, constrict. Man, if it hits you with that, it's like 77 hit point or 77 damage. Dang. Cipher detonation beam. Oh, this thing shoots a beam too? Dang. Look at that beautiful artwork. Okay, Monte Cook Games always knocks it out of the park with their artwork. I should mention that just like other Monte Cook games, it has like these sidebars. Love it. Automatons. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. He's so cute. Too many humans. Too many humans. These tiny, large-eyed, brown-furred creatures look adorable. Yes, they do. But anyone who stumbles into a Bendrall burrow or who aggravates a Bendrall pack that's out scavenging limbs that these creatures can be dangerously territorial, okay? When a pack of Bendrall swarm over a target and hold tight, they're not giving affectionate hugs, or they hug you to death. Instead, they vibrate, spiking their internal temperature. A target and a pack's embrace is heated rapidly, which kills and cooks most victims in short order. Oh my goodness! They're terrifying, but cute. Peaceful herbivores. They're peaceful, but they will cook you. Okay. Bendrals are not aggressive, and if given a wide berth, they will not treat characters as dangerous intruders. When not killing predators, Bendrals gather leaves, stems, berries, nuts, and similar foods. They bring this bounty to the burrowed mounds they call home, where the colony eats and sleeps together. Mound builders. Bendrals dig burrows and use the excavated earth to build hand-packed mounds as tall as a human, which look somewhat like termite mounds. The sturdy mounds last for years and may be occupied by other creatures if the Bendrals are driven out. Okay. It's a Bendrall, tiny beast, unaligned, armor class 13, hit points 5, speed 30. It's got its stats, skills, damage immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, 1/8 of a challenge rating level, so 25 XP, actions, claw, and hot hug. That's its ability. When it hits with a claw attack, the Benadryl grapples its target, escape DC 10, and rapidly vibrates to generate heat, inflicting 1d6 fire damage, 3 damage, but it's 1d6 fire damage at the start of its turn until this grapple ends. The Benadryl can't hug another target. If 3 or more Benadryl hug the same target, it is restrained. This is so dang cute, but also dangerous. Let's see, their flavor text says, I told Jairu not to approach. Just because it's a furry woodland creature doesn't mean it's safe. As it turns out, not all halflings are lucky or have common sense. Oh no, the halfling died. Or got hurt. So anyway, those are... I would throw some Benadryls into my game. But, so these guys, oh my goodness, they kind of look like dinosaurs. Those are cool. I don't know. Those look cool. That looks absolutely terrifying. You know what it reminds me of? The dudes from Tremors. That's what that reminds me of. Oh my goodness. That is terrifying. That's like the next evolution of Tremors. Carnivorous color? Watch out for colors! Colors will kill you! Colors are dangerous! Or what are they? I don't know. When creatures from bizarre dimensions leak into regular dimensions of space and time, they often die immediately. Not so for creatures dubbed carnivorous colors. A room with an eye-opening emerald source of illumination, a splash of brilliant scarlet on a wall. Oh my goodness, so like you could touch like a mural and then the mural starts attacking you. That would be cool. That would be cool. I would put that in my game. Yeah. So that is super interesting. I dig it. So I'm digging the terrifying monsters and creatures in this book so far. That thing looks terrifying. Those look like living drones. That would be terrifying. Looks like a dinosaur with a mechanical head. Ha! That's a terrifying insect. A clicker. That looks like something from a terrifying monster movie. Oh my goodness, New Fear unlocked. Oh my goodness, that looks cool. That's like science fantasy right there. That thing looks... Oh, that looks like Twisted Fae type stuff. I dig it. Wow, that looks kind of like a... Like if an alien appeared in your D&D game. I dig it. Oh my goodness. That is the cover from Arcana and Ancients, if you don't have that book. But still, that is a super great piece of artwork. Yeah, so this dude's face is in his chest. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it quick! Let's see. What? Dude, I just love that artwork because it's very comic book-esque. What is the challenge rating? A challenge rating 12. Okay, so that's not something you want to mess with if you're low level. A little soldier dude. Well, I wouldn't say he's little, but I'm just saying, like, you know, a soldier. Challenge rating 6, so that's still not like, you know, an easy soldier dude. That thing looks terrifying. Moonstones. So those are in a Numenera supplement called the Jade Colossus. Which is also available for, you buy the Numenera book, but there's a 5e conversion that you can get off the Monte Cook website, or Monte Cook Games website. Earthshaker, oh my goodness, that thing is terrifying. Oh my goodness. It's like gigantic, and then it has like tusks coming out of its, like a lot of tusks. Ooh. Ooh. That is nightmare-inducing. Oh man, a lot of these are terrifying. What? Woo! That thing is like, definitely like Tremors and a Nightmare like converging together. Whoa! Challenge rating 6. That thing should just be challenge rating 6 to look at. Okay, so that dude is, man, that thing is like Transformer head onto like an eel body. That is messed up. That too is like a terrifying Fey looking creature. It's probably not Fey, but I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of. Blah! He's got like all these like sharp tongues. Oh my goodness. I love how like they did like the biological mixed with like the mechanical. Definitely science fantasy. They really hit it on the head with a lot of these. They definitely look like something like mutated, something that escaped out of a lab or something like that. The Flaw. Oh my goodness, he looks so terrifying but somewhat cute. I don't know why. Oh my goodness, imagine a lot of these, dude. You could just drop in your 5e campaign. Doesn't even have to be science fantasy. It could just be nightmare inducing stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, just put that in a room. He's cute in a weird, ugly sort of way. Oh my goodness. Those guys, use them as henchmen or something. What are they? The Grush. Challenge rating 4. Actions. Multi-attack, slam, or great club. We'll club you. Useful brutes. Ha! The Healdran. Oh, look at them. Throw those in a water adventure. That would be awesome. Hollowglaive. Caw-caw! The Hauntry? Is that how you... Dive attack. Oh my goodness. It like if you wanted to fight like a Pokemon. Okay, I'll stop. No, I won't. Oh my goodness, this guy. He's got like, I don't know, like no face. It's just like mechanical shielding for a face. That would be wild. The Ice Weaver. Oh my goodness. What does he do? Challenge rating 2. Ice Lane. Ice Weavers quickly race on almost instantaneously woven narrow lanes of ice, allowing them to move up to 60 feet along a newly created frozen path each round. During any round the Ice Weaver uses Ice Lane, it can bite as a bonus action. Oh my goodness. That's cool. I don't know if I like that art. Kind of reminds me of like the old PlayStation games. I don't know if I like that art either. Like both of those kind of remind me of old PlayStation games. Oh my goodness! Seems like something like out of Cthulhu. Blah! That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I thought sharks were dangerous and terrifying. This is like, oh my goodness, like a shark escaped a lab that was doing horrible, horrible experiments. So definitely throw that in your water adventure. Terrifying. Oh my goodness. Yes, some of these are really freaky, but you could, I love that you have like a range. It's not just like, oh, you could throw these in like a forgotten temple and it turns out not to be a temple. It was like a lab from like ancient civilizations that had advanced technology. But also there's like stuff you can throw in water adventures and things like that. And flying stuff. Throw that stuff on a mountain and just terrify it. What? Blah! Like it doesn't have skin. It just has muscles. And like its knee is like pinned together. Okay, so that thing is alien-esque. That just kind of reminds me of a terrifying fantasy creature. Throw that like in a cave. Oh my goodness. He's so mean looking. Why are you so mean? This thing looks like it was in the middle of shaving. I don't know why. Huh. Does it have like a foam attack? Yes! Noxious froth! Ha ha ha! You caught me while I'm shaving. Now I'm going to attack you. Now, a creature that touches the Leerdit or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet is spattered with the labyrinth's drool. The creature must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned and blinded for 1 minute or until it spends an action rubbing away the froth. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of reminds me of the thing that the Jawas in Star Wars drive, whatever that big thing's called. But that's cool. But it's also kind of terrifying because that's like legs. It's like walking. The Megamid. Okay. Is that kind of looks like a Gundam, like you're gonna fight a mech. Oh my goodness, that thing's terrifying. Just throw that in a cave somewhere. Oh, it's like a marauding vault. Huh. Challenge rating 6. Huh. Marauding vaults are collectors, accumulating objects and creatures over time by stashing them beneath their domes, which are opaque force field shells that keep the collection in stasis, in addition to their huge stable-like manipulations. Oh, like maybe like an NPC has gone missing that the players need, and this marauding vault has taken them and put them in stasis, or like an item that they need. Martelling. They attached a ship to Moby Dick, I guess. Weird. Challenge rating 7. Terrifying wasp. Oh, that thing is gassy. Yep, vapor cloud. Vapor cloud attack. Oh my goodness. They step into a room and they smell something terrible. A bionic bear with like steam coming out of its head. Dual creature in one body. Oh my goodness. Dude, there's a lot of terrifying creatures. So, yeah, you know. And another water creature, dude. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Like, you could have it, like, you could tell your players, oh, there's, like, this majestic thing in front of you, and then it attacks them. Bah, 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 bah. Tentacle attacks. Bah, bah, bah. Okay, this thing has faces in the side of it? That is messed up, bro. That is messed up. Collect head. Okay. After looking at this bestiary, I'm going to have nightmares. Whew. Oh. Challenge rating 7. That's the challenge rating just to get the nightmares out of your head. Okay. Like a dinosaur with snake head? That is terrifying. Challenge rating... What is challenge rating? 8. That thing is messed up. Oh, it's almost like the dinosaur that spit in that dude's face in Jurassic Park. But it's even more terrifying. It's like that dude mixed with like a peacock. Huh. What? What is going on? What is going... Is this thing like a... What is it? Memory swap. Steal capability. Oh, dude. It can like steal... A nemesis appears to be composed of silvery liquid metal. When disturbed or after it becomes aware of other creatures, a nemesis takes the rough shape of the nearest intruder, sometimes splitting the difference between multiple intruders in a horrific fashion. A nemesis attempts to follow the creature or creatures it mimics. Dude, just drop that in a dungeon or like, you know, an area and... Like, use that instead of a mimic and just throw your players off. Okay. All right. That is just walking around with a head. Walking around with a head. Yep. Terrifying bugs, like, all throughout this book. Terrifying bugs. Okay, I dig it. Something that's on fire, right? Rejuvenation. Space-time lunge. It has a skewer. A lot of... Okay, dude with a beard. Dude with a beard. That is... Okay, I gotta find out a little more about dude with a beard. Nubovian guides are aliens who slip through time and space to interact with humans. Humans specifically, they have little interest in other humanoids. Since their study began, they have learned much of human nature, which allows them to emulate what humans love and want most in order to exploit that trust to their own ends. Okay. All right. So that is interesting. So it's not just a dude with a beard. Okay. It's an alien that wants to exploit your trust. Okay. That is terribly weird. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at there. Oh my goodness. That is gory and horrifying. What is the challenge rating? The challenge rating 5? Oh. Oh. Dude. Yeah. Imagine running into that in the forest. Yeah. That. Oh my goodness, it looks like a killer squirrel just without the tail. Oh my goodness. It's terrible. Oh, it's a nullcat. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when you don't feed your kitty when it wants food. It turns into one of these and then it attacks. Challenge rating 12. Dude, I gotta calm down. The Monster Energy drink is kicking in right now. Alien thingy. Ready to attack your players. Challenge rating 9. All up in your business, son. Time of day actions. Oh my goodness. First 3 hours after sunrise. Attacks immediately with energy barrage because it didn't have its coffee. Next 5 hours of daylight. Attacks immediately with needle tendrils. Alright, dude, you need to calm down and just have some lunch. Next 4 hours of daylight. Attacks immediately with energy barrage. Fights to the death. Dude, just eat something, have a coffee, and calm down. When does it take its nap? First 6 hours of darkness. Does not immediately attack. Yeah, because it's tired after all the killing during the day. My goodness, my guy. Calm down. And Nikamono? What? It's like a cloak, but underneath it is like a bunch of terrible lizard dudes. Linked ferals? Consume. Oh my goodness. The Nikamono's disgorges extra ferals to feed on one target that is grappled. The target must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw or take 27 piercing damage. You're getting eaten, my friend. Watch out for that. That is just horrifying. That's not even science fantasy. That is just science horror. Not science horror. That's fantasy horror right there. Oh my goodness. It's Han Solo frozen in the carbonite. No, it's not. But the Path of Force. I have a feeling that whoever made this creature did just watch Empire Strikes Back. They were just like, we're going to work that into the book. I can't say that for sure. I'm not saying that I know that for facts. I'm just playing around. So no lawsuits, please. Human bodies stare with red eyes from inside translucent slabs of unmelting ice. Nudge. Ice studded with unknown devices and machines. That's how the average character sees an Omath. Each Omath has a specialty, be it research, communication, or war, but all have the ability to speak telepathically, fly and swim via levitation, because reading is difficult, and interact with their surroundings via short-range telekinesis. Interesting. Okay. There is so much terror on these pages. That thing messed up. I could see that like skittering through a dungeon, like on the wall or whatever. Finger needle. No, you are not allowed to give your monsters finger needles. That is messed up. Okay. And then this, really? It already looks like a spider, and then it has like a lady's face, and then a terrible no, Monty Cook, why, Monty Cook Games? Why do you insist on giving me nightmares? Challenge rating 3. Incorporeal movement. I probably pronounced that wrong. Phasic can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. Oh, so it's just gonna go through walls. You can't even. No, dude. Come on, man. Car Bastion. Is this what happens when, like, the bad guy uses the Bastion rules? Ha! Sorry, terrible joke. Challenge rating 12. Hypnotic patterns. regeneration, multi-attack, engulfing tendril, constricting tendril. Don't get close to the bastion of the bad guys. This dude is built. Get some, son. He's a gym bro. Sorry, I gotta stop. No, I don't. I'm gonna keep going. So you go out hunting and you run into this. And this is when the hunter becomes the hunted. Bom, bom, bom. It has a toxic presence. Yeah, so probably don't want to eat this thing. Acidic antler gore? Yep, you go hunting and then the prey becomes the hunter. I guess, okay, I talked all that junk about the picture on the front, but I guess there is a beast, a giant beast with eyes hiding right there. I don't know why this guy's like, he's like, oh, I'm going to climb right up into that eye that's looking at me. Okay. Masks. Just put on the mask. Visages, 25 feet or more in diameter. Okay, carved from ivory synth and milky crystal, tumble through broken worlds in the void and lie buried beneath layers of earth and time. Huh. These enormous forms resemble humanoid faces. I guess they weren't masks. They're giant, like, visages. Never mind. I can't read today. Never mind. Humanoid faces painted with bizarre patterns or pulsing light that seem almost artistic, as if they might be magnificent decorations from a bygone age. The facade shatters the moment these forms open their eyes. Dun, dun, dun. The released. Okay. Where they were released from, who took them, and why. All that has been burned out of their minds of the released. Pain racks them, as do sudden mood shifts that veer wildly between extreme fear and extreme aggression. Physically, the released are more impressive than they were prior to their disappearance. The artificial second skin provides protection, toughness, and additional abilities, though most released would give it up in a second if they could go back to their old lives. So, like, imagine like an NPC goes missing and then he shows up as one of these. Oh, how terrifying. What? This thing's got like a giant claw. Imagine running into that in a dungeon. That would be cool. Okay. This is like if Predator was in your D&D game. The Rorothic. Okay. Motive, murder. Okay. Well, yeah, so far, Predator. The only thing he doesn't have is the cool little shooty thingy on the shoulder. A horrible purple cloud. He's horrifying, but kind of cute in the same way. Really? You gotta do another insect with a bunch of terrible black eyes? Come on, man. Another insect. This dude's just like a silhouette. A dark walker. It's a humanoid shadow. If a humanoid shadow were severed and given life, the result might be a Shiverin. A Shiverin appears as the jagged outline of a person lurking at the bottom of a well or fading light. If a human had inky talons as long as their forearms. That's pretty terrifying. I was going to talk about this one, but this one just has me so traumatized. There is mouths all over the head, and they're yelling, and they're talking. Okay. Monty Cook Games, why? Why? Giving nightmares. There's a good old science fantasy creature that doesn't give me nightmares, but looks like it would be a darn good time to fight. Maybe not. It's only a 1/4 of a challenge rating. Okay. Interesting. I thought that thing was going to be tougher. Thing looks like it's fused to a tree. I'm just gonna call this one Stompy. That's the feeling I'm getting when I look at it. Stompy. Challenge rating 3. Okay. Might be good to throw around the forest. That thing, throwing like a swamp, or like, oh yeah, like, oh look, it's like dripping stuff. So like, they come across like this oil slick in the swamp, and they're like, "What is this?" And then this thing comes out of the swamp. Horrifying. I don't know why this picture's black and white. Like, this is like what aliens looked in like 1950s movies. What? I want to call it like Mastermind, and it's like the big bad of the dungeon, and it's been watching you this entire time. I think something bad's about to happen to that guy. What is the challenge rating on that thing? 25? Okay. Yeah, he is a big bad. Stitcher. What? No. Why are you... No. There's a human arm. Why? Monica Games. No. That thing just looks funny. Challenge rating 5. Whatever. I could beat that up. Terramole. Challenge rating 6. Absorbs living matter and devices of the ancients. Okay. So if you're using Arcana and Ancients, this would probably be a good dude to throw in there. Especially if like your players have like some of the ancient technology and all that stuff. Squid head on a dinosaur. Challenge rating 5. Cool. The Terror Bird. Sorry. Challenge rating 4. Natural camouflage, multi-attack, bite, talon, screech. It screeches! Terror Bird releases a spine-chilling shriek. Every mammal within 30 feet that hears must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or be frightened until the start of the Terror Bird's next turn. A creature that successfully saves against the screech has advantage on additional saving throws against the screech for 24 hours. A Terror Bird preferentially attacks frightened creatures. Okay. Ah! You're afraid? Now I'm going to eat you. Okay. Like a futuristic warrior type dude. That is messed up. His face is all like tenderly. Oh my goodness. He looks like a kaiju. Challenge rating 27. He probably is a kaiju. Oh my goodness. The Titanosaurus come in a variety of shapes, but all share one difficult to ignore quality. Mind-blowing size. He is a kaiju. It's hard to judge the size of things so far outside normal scale, but good estimates put most Titanosaurus at over 300 feet in height, with some as large as 1,000 feet high. Yeah, so they are a kaiju. If you want to throw a kaiju at your players, here he is. Here he is. Get Monica Games, Beasts of Flesh and Steel, open to page 168, and yeah, do that thing. Hit points 370. I don't know. To be honest, that actually seems, I don't know. Is that kind of low to you guys for a kaiju? Maybe not. Maybe not. Tobrim Hunter. Oh, okay, like a futuristic hunter guardian type dude. Oh my goodness. Imagine you're doing a water adventure and then you see that eye. That would be terrible. Okay, that is weird. Very science fantasy-esque. That is very science fantasy-esque. The Ulinik. Challenge rating 1. Okay. False appearance. While the Ulinik remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from a pile of junk. Ha ha ha! So they're checking the room. There's nothing that seems to be of value in this room, and they go to leave, and this thing pops up and is like, "Ah, you missed me. Keen smell. It smelled you." The Ulinik has advantage on perception, wisdom checks that rely on smell. Multi-attack, slam, cipher attack. The Ulenik creates a cipher on the fly from its body parts that it can use offensively, defensively, or for some other purpose. Roll a cipher on random cipher table 1 or random cipher table 2. Or choose one of the best suits that Ulenik needs. So ciphers are one-use powerful items. I don't know if those random tables are in this book or in Arcana of the Ancients. So if you... Yeah. Page 42. Yeah, they must be in... Yeah, Arcana of the Ancients. That's what that symbol means. So if you don't have that, just do like a one-use magic item. And just call it a cipher. This dude's got hot hands. Kind of like Jay's hands, but more lethal. Oh, wow. That looks really cool. It's a Velma. Okay. Vape! Ha ha ha! So, this is when your vape becomes animated and attacks you. Maybe not. Challenge rating 3. Has a keen smell. Vape has no width. When it hunts its prey head-on, it appears as a thread, thin black line stretching up from the ground to shoulder height. It's like a 2D monster. Only when it turns or if it's seen from the side, is the vape revealed as a massive furred canid, long-muzzled, and sharp-toothed with piercing eyes. The claws and fangs appear formidable, but the vape's entire body is a molecular thin blade. Huh. That is unique. I dig it. What do y'all think of these creatures? Let me know in the comments. Another bug-type creature. That's like... I think like 80s sci-fi. that's the feel I get from that. Let me know what you think. Oh, dude, that's cool. That's like futuristic zombie, dude. That's what I get. I'm not saying that's what he is. Challenge rating 2. He can whisper. Whisper info virus. Humanoid within 5 feet of the whisper must succeed on a DC 14 intelligence save throw or become diseased with info virus. So he is like a zombie. He just doesn't bite you. The disease has no effect for 1 minute and can be removed by any effect that cures disease. After 1 minute, the diseased creature gains 1 level exhaustion each hour as it begins to lose its individuality, undergoing a conversion that turns it into a whisper. Upon gaining 6 levels of exhaustion, the victim can attempt 1 other save to avoid the conversion right before it would otherwise happen, or receive a treatment that cures disease to avoid becoming a whisper. Yep, you become a zombie. What? It's like a kill vehicle. Y'all remember that? What was that? Maximum Overdrive. That movie where like the vehicles came alive and like killed people. So that's like Maximum Overdrive, but futuristic, dropped into your D&D game. No words to describe how terrifying that is. It's so cute! Look at it! Why does it have a giant eyeball, though? And like 2... Okay. The body's cute. The eyeball's terrifying. Psychic backlash, yeah. Of course it's gotta be a psychic creature. Of course. Let's hit the gym, bro. How much do you bench? What's your deadlift like, my guy? And then, this is straight Numenera art. I think it was on a cover of a Numenera book. But still, it's pretty cool that they included it. And then you have an index by alphabetical order. I dig it. And so... And then, of course, Arcane and Ancients and Under the and Beneath the Monolith. Back art, pretty cool. Giant tendrils coming up. So your like last page is 189. So 189 pages. Beasts of Flesh and Steel. We just did first impressions, flip through. Didn't mean to go through the entire book, but that's the book, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And You know, would you run these creatures in your fantasy game? Are you doing a science fantasy campaign? Let me know in the comments. I would probably use them in my 5e game. There was some in there that I would use even if I wasn't running science fantasy. They just looked cool. They even looked fantasy-esque. They just like looked a little more horrifying. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, if you saw one that really stuck out to you, let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you to Monty Cook Games, and y'all know the deal. Grab some friends and roll some dice as I'm trying to end the live, and I'm failing miserably. Man, I'm bad at this.